Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Hannah Oravec, and I'm the Assistant Director for Programs at Wesleyan University's Center for the Arts. At Wesleyan Center for the Arts, we believe that one of the roles of the arts is to make the invisibilized visible. We also believe that it is not the responsibility of those who have been made invisible to remind us that they are still here. Therefore, as committed allies, we wish to acknowledge the grounds on which our institution is present tonight. Wesleyan is located on the traditional lands of the Wangunk people, and we honor their land, water, and ancestors past, present, and future. We also recognize their continued existence and contributions to our society. We also wish to acknowledge and recognize those who did not come to this land by choice, and all who come here tonight are welcome in this space. So tonight, we want to celebrate the Center for Creative Youth, an innovative and inspiring summer arts program that has, for the past 40 years, provided a space for high school students to learn, grow, and thrive through the arts. Throughout its history, CCY has been a true partner with the CFA and the larger Wesleyan community, bringing world-class artists in all disciplines to our campus for workshops, talks, and performances. Each summer, we look forward to welcoming a new group of students to campus for full exploration of why the arts matter, a better understanding of themselves, and how they can contribute to the world through the arts. This program is quite near and dear to my heart, and I am so excited to spend tonight with all of you, celebrating all the good that CCY has done in the world. And with that, let's begin.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our celebration of the Center for Creative Youth. My name is Lisa Foss. I've been the CCY Program Director since 2014. First, I'd like to thank the City of Middletown and the Middletown Commission on the Arts for their support of the Center for Creative Youth and this evening's event. This is sure to be an emotional evening for me, for many of us, as we look back and reflect on the importance of CCY and what being an artist means to each of us. This program has a legacy of being life-changing for so many. But the thing that makes CCY really special, truly, is all of you, everyone who contributed to tonight's presentation, to those of you watching, who preserve the sense of community that is created each magical summer by holding the memories close and remembering to hold one another up in your most vulnerable times. I am very thankful to have our host, Frankie Alicea, here tonight. We have worked together for 5 summers and definitely had to hold each other up at various points to survive the whirlwind that is CCY. Frankie is an exceptional artist and a wonderful human, which you are all about to witness right now. So welcome, Frankie, and take it away.
Lisa, I know I promised you that I wasn't going to cry, but ooh, I'm going to take that promise back. Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. And Lisa, thank you for asking me to host this event, even though that I talk too much. It's really, truly a blessing to join you all this evening in celebrating this program that literally changed my life, which is a phrase that we've already heard a lot of and will continue to hear a lot of as we continue to discuss this program, because that's what this program is. That's what it does. It changes you. It changed me as a student, as an RA, as RD. Every summer that I was lucky enough to spend in those humid, musty, dusty dorm rooms, every big bash changed me. Every open mic, every early curfew, every argument with you about wearing your shoes outside, every 5 a.m. sunrise changed me. So to all of you watching this, thank you. This program and all of you through it have left your fingerprints all over my soul, and I am a better man because of it. And there were 3 people in particular who started this journey for me. Nance Allen, who was the previous program director, who called me one afternoon in 2004 and invited me into this place. And I said, Nance, I don't know that I can afford that. And she said, Frankie, that's not what I'm talking to you about. I'll see you in June. And the dynamic duo of Carolyn Kirsch and Dr. Ethan Nash, who saw me stumble into the 92 Theater on my first day of musical theater, and they handed me a pair of tap shoes and said, you can do this. You're an artist now. And so with that, it's an honor for me to welcome Dr. Ethan Nash to say a few words.
Frankie, hey, how are you?
I'm
hey,
well.
I remember him stumbling into the theater. I remember him thinking, okay, good. I've got 2 tenors. All right, you're going to sing 4 tenors. You're going to sing tenor 2 for us. Great. I think he was a
Yeah.
tenor 1 at the time. I'm honored to go so early in the program because I always got to start everybody off with a good vocal warm up early in the morning. And whether it was a breathing exercise or the lifesaver exercise or diction is done with the tip of the tongue and the teeth. And then, just wonderful memories of singing some great songs, whether it was Seasons of Love or You'll Never Walk Alone. I was at CCY for 14 summers. As Frankie said, I worked with Carolyn Kirsch as the musical director for the musical theater majors. And then I also taught the musical theater ID class, the interdisciplinary class. That, I think, is one of the most amazing facets of this program, that students came for one particular art form and then they got to experience something totally new or something that they had a little experience with but wanted more. I just loved the students that showed up that we got to work with. It was inspiring. Everybody came from diverse backgrounds but had this common passion for the arts, respect for the arts. They were hungry to improve their skills and they were thirsty to learn more. And there would be days where I would be tired. Around my 4th or 5th year, I had 2 very small children at home, and so I would be tired, and yet I would hear these amazing block harmonies coming at me or these gorgeous solo voices, and that was rejuvenating. Just really an amazing experience. I want to talk a little bit more. First of all, Carolyn Kirsch was just such an amazing director to work with. She always stressed a safe space. And she always helped come up with a trademark medley for us to perform on Community Share Day. I also just loved teaching that class in the afternoons, though, as well. We would get this motley crew that would range from people that would say, I have no idea why I'm here. I've never done musical theater before. I didn't pick this class, to people that would say, well, I've done lots of musical theater, but I decided to come here for regular theater. And so we would have this, like I said, this motley group of creative writers, dancers, theater students, and we would just kind of use what we had. We couldn't plan ahead because we never know who was going to walk in the door. And then we would just have a piece, a musical theater piece, evolve based on the personnel that we had. And because we had creative writers and theater majors and dancers, we could throw some monologues into musical theater pieces and experience them in new ways, or have improvisational scenes that would lead in. I would always ask the kids in the ID class at the end, what did you get out of this? After I'd ask them at the beginning, why are you here? Then I'd say, all right, how was it? One of my classic lines I got was, well, I still hate musicals, but not as much as I used to. But I would love things like, I've always been backstage working on the set or playing in the pit, and now I actually got to be one of those people on stage. Or one of my favorite answers, experiencing musical theater has made me now more expressive when I'm playing the clarinet or when I'm reciting my poem in my creative writing class. And then finally, there was just this amazing faculty. I mean, just jaw-dropping talent among the faculty. The faculty concert was always a highlight every year. First of all, it gave me an excuse to perform a Billy Joel song, which I just loved. It was my one day a year to be Billy Joel. It was lots of fun. But then just to see what Noah would play on the piano, or to hear these amazing pieces read by the creative writers, the creative writing faculty, really just so inspiring to be surrounded by such talent and passion every summer. It was really a privilege to be a part of it, and may the art continue. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for saying all of that, Ethan. And I do have to tell you, I still, to this day, use that lifesaver trick. I use it with my students. It has affected a lot of folks in ways that you probably don't even recognize.
Beautiful.
So thank you for teaching me that.
My pleasure.
And now we're going to see a video from 2011 musical theater alumna and one of my very first students, Andy Bucchieri, singing What I Did for Love from A Chorus Line. Take it away.
Hi, I'm Andy Bucchieri. I was part of CCY 2011. CCY meant so much to me and to so many other artists who attended that year, and I hope that the program is strong and robust for years to come. Kiss today goodbye. can't regret what I did for love, what I did for love. Look, my eyes are dry. The gift was ours to borrow. It's as if we always knew. And I won't forget what I did for love, what I did for love. Gone, love is never gone. As we travel on, love's what we'll remember. Kiss today goodbye and point me toward tomorrow. We did what we had to do. Won't forget, can't regret what I did for love, what I did for love, what I did for love.
There are so many things that make this program so incredible. And as Ethan said, I think the first and foremost are these incredible young artists, right? That I was so lucky enough to watch grow and struggle and evolve, and who inspired me every single day, which is why Share Days were some of my favorite days of the whole year. And if you need a reminder of what Share Day looked like, this is what it looked like.
WESU, Middletown, WESU, Middletown, WESU. I'm a person, not a possession. I'm independent. Learn your lesson. Locked in a cage, away from equal pay. It shouldn't have to be this way.
I feel pain through my leg, and somehow I think of that story, Humpty Dumpty. Can I be put back together again? And I know now what hurts more than that wretched pain I do not feign. Letters spoken from an ignorant tongue have been swung, and as much as I don't want to, sometimes my yoke spills onto my face. Clear droplets, blotchy cheeks.
Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon stage and is heard no more. His tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
We got that fire, we got that fire. We got that fire, we got that fire. We got that fire, we got that
Like a statue, I'm attitude, fuck my nuts like cashews. Should have take my cash around. You have that bag, should have passed out in my bathroom. Shouldn't throw stones, cause you live.
My name is Kim Stroud, and I am the former General Director for the Center of Creative Youth. The Center for Creative Youth has been around for more than 40 years. I think that speaks to the strength and importance of this program. It has served thousands of students in that time, some who have gone on to do impressive things in the arts and in the world. It's also been a launching pad for many students who in their hearts are artists but never had the opportunity to really explore what that means. Spending these 4 weeks of concentrated time studying the arts made their dreams become real, the idea of being an artist to become real. For me personally, this program has always been a respite, a place where for that short period of time, the world was all about art. And of course, that's my dream. That's one of the things that makes this program special. Unlike some other summer programs that train artists in the skill and study of that and techniques of that art form, it gave students the opportunity to develop their talent by studying across art forms, multiple art forms, and connected art forms, and also to create work, to create monologues, to create poems, to create dances and scenes. The reputation of this program is long-reaching and multi-generational. I can't tell you how many times, in speaking with parents, someone would say that they themselves had gone through this program, or they had another child who had gone through this program. I also love the fact that when I'm there and I see the students and I see them find their tribe, where there's this culture of acceptance and support for trying something new and different, and perhaps not succeeding or perhaps succeeding, but that support and that encouragement is there. And it doesn't matter, what your race is or what your sexual orientation is, or what your size is, or what your social economic status is. At CCY, it was a moment in time when the world wasn't what we would hope it to be. And so I am glad that this program has existed for so many people and affected so many people and been important for so many people. And I hold hope that it will come back in some iteration and in the future and do this again. Thank you.
I want to take a moment now to read a letter from another champion of CCY, a person who I admire so much, and truly one of the few people who can trip me up on a dance floor. This is a letter from Irene Oleksiak. She says, "Bonjour CCY, all the way from the south of France. I'm sorry that I could not join you all live tonight, but I will be fast asleep as you all gather to celebrate CCY. Like so many of you, CCY changed my life. I left a crazy corporate world behind and entered a world of the arts, and I am forever grateful for my 10 CCY summers. Being a part of this exceptional program allowed me the opportunity to contribute to its success and interact with so many beautiful, unique souls, students, RAs, and instructors. You all enriched my life. Now, happy and retired living in beautiful Provence, France, CCY continues to inspire me as I now have embarked on my own creative artistic journey, painting and photography. You were all my inspiration. I may be far away now, but CCY and all of you remain close in my heart. CCY will survive and return. Love to all of you, Irene." And Irene, if you're watching this, I'm only a little bit jealous that you didn't choose me to go to the south of France with you. I thought we had something special. Those balmy summer evenings where you would just spin me around like a top, but it's fine. I hope you're having a good time. Next up, we're going to hear a poem written by residential advisor, teaching assistant, my very good friend, Lexi Chipman, entitled CCY. Take a look.
We get asked a lot of questions here at CCY. So much so that it begins to sound like CCY. CC, why do I have to eat this food? CC, why do I have to keep my shoes on? CC, why did I get an early curfew? CC, why all these strangers? CC, why can't I go to the gym anytime I frickin' want to? CC, why is there so much work? CC, why won't Frankie love me? CC, why am I so tired? CC, why is it so hot? CC, why me? CC, why am I even here? CC, why? CC, why? CC, why? Why? Because art. Because of what art is. Because of what art is to all of us here. Because we know that art is air filling the lungs of people gasping for breath because they're drowning in a sea of normalcy and responsibility. Art is being a gladiator, but your sword is made of words and your shield how you say them. Art is our alarm clock to the present when we are exhausted by thoughts of the past and plagued by nightmares of the future. Art is screaming when you want to scream and saying what you want to say when you want to say it because you refuse to be silenced by other people's insecurities and especially by your own. Art is showing people they are not alone. Art is saying it's okay to feel and feel deeply. And art is saying you're going to be okay. Because that's your job as an artist, to try and make a difference every day despite the shitty pay. It's the artist's job to shine the light on the plight of human existence. It's the artist's job to fight for human rights and every human's right to their own life by bringing the lights up on the people we don't want to talk about, and by talking about them, singing about them, and dancing about them. It is the artist's job to reach out to the broken because we all know what it feels like to be broken. It is the artist's job to bring us all together by using our broken pieces to make a mosaic of pain and turn it into something beautiful. It is the artist's job to use our art. So let's use our art to ask the right questions. Let's change the question from CC, why do I have to do this? To CC, why do I have to leave? CC, why can't everywhere else be like this? To CC, how can we make everywhere like this? Then CC, what can we do to show the world what art is and what we as artists can do to change things for the better? So CC, why? I just told you.
I'm not crying yet. I'm not crying yet. And I'm not crying yet. And now we're going to hear from Adjunct Assistant Professor of Art at Wesleyan, supporter and periodic visual arts faculty for CCY since 2001, and wannabe alumna because her two brothers attended CCY and they had great experiences. Kate Tenike.
Hi, everyone. I am trying hard not to cry, but see you all. Although I can't really see you. My initial introduction to CCY was being a teenager and seeing my older brother, Dave, come home from CCY with incredible drawings that were bigger and better than anything I'd ever seen him do before. Like many students before and after, he benefited from the opportunity to really dig into his talent. My younger brother, Dan, also attended CCY with a concentration in writing. He also had a great experience and ended up being an RA for several years. I was thrilled to become a CCY visual arts instructor for the first time in 2001, and having seen what a positive impact the program had on my brothers, I knew it was going to be a great experience. Over the years of my involvement in the program, I've seen the same story play out again and again. Talented young people who are committed to an art form have embraced the creative environment CCY provides, have made lifelong connections, and experienced tremendous personal growth. It has been such a pleasure to be involved with CCY over the years. The following slideshow I put together with selections of student work going back to 2004. The instructors of the classes from which this work was documented include myself, my good friends Natasha Miles, Wesley Santiago, and Julie Sawyer. Please enjoy this presentation of visual arts at CCY.
I got to say, there was one summer where the visual arts students had an assignment to sketch superheroes, to find people in their communities and sketch them as a superhero, which is an incredible assignment. And that whole week, I walked around the art studios just, oh, wow, what a beautiful idea. I wonder who people should pick. If only someone picked someone, I don't know, who's clearly dependent on human interaction and would love some validation. Oh, and no one ever did, which is fine. And I'm not upset about it. And I don't hold any grudges, even though to this day that still hasn't happened. So if you're watching this, you know who you are. I'm still waiting. But speaking of superheroes, up next, we're going to hear from someone who took me under her wing during my first summer as an RA, someone who is an incredible artist, an incredible teacher, an incredible friend. This is Jocelyn Pleasant.
What's up, CCY? This is Jocelyn Pleasant coming to you from Wesleyan's campus. I'm currently a student here working towards my PhD in ethnomusicology, and I thought it would only be appropriate if I did this introduction from the actual West African drum and dance classroom. I'm sure many of you will recognize and have been a part of the classes here and have great memories from it. I first set foot in this room in 1999 as a student at CCY, and I've been lucky enough to teach the West Af ID class since 2014. And so, Lisa asked me to, put something together for this particular event. So thank you for that. I could obviously go on and on about the impact that CCY has had on my life, but I think one of the biggest takeaways from the program for me is leadership and the idea of taking arts to your community and being a leader and using your voice to lead other people through the arts. One of the ways that I've been able to do that in more recent years is the band that I run called The Lost Tribe. And we have a song out right now called Say Their Names. And the next thing that you're going to see is a little bit of the video that goes with that, that I and the singer on the song, Aisha, put together. That's part of the graduate music series that you can catch on Wesleyan's YouTube channel, and it's also available on my band's page, our YouTube page, Lost Tribe CT on YouTube. So please go check it out. Please support music. Please support CCY in any way that you can. Hopefully the program can come back bigger and better than ever. And thank you to CCY for everything that you've done for me as an artist, as a person, as an educator, and as a leader. Thank you so much.
May the Almighty protect us. No justice, no peace, and war lost. Come on, Jola. Move on. Palante, muévete, that's right. Action. The Lost Tribe. Come on. With it, with it. Move it, move it, move it, move it, move it, move it, move it. Say their names. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor. Say their names. Oluwatoyin Salau, Rayshard Brooks, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice. Say their names. Philando Castile, Sandra Bland. Ahmaud Arbery, Justin Howell, Sean Monterosa. Levante Biggs, Marco Lau. Ulterior Woods, Anthony Hill, Maya Hall.
Something I think a lot about when I think about CCY, something I learned there as a student, something that I try to push forward as a teacher and as residential director, something that we just saw so beautifully in that video, right? Is using your art to do something, to say something, to be bold, to take risks, to be loud. And then when people tell you to quiet down, to be louder. That idea is integral to the work that happens at CCY and has affected the way that I produce work now as an artist. And in case anyone forgot, Black Lives Matter. As we said before, CCY has been around for over 40 years. So what we're going to see next is a little reminder or a little blast from the past of what CCY used to look like. Let's take a look. I'm so excited to invite this next person up to chat with me. This is someone who I view as a mentor, someone who I like to think is a friend, a colleague, the first person who convinced me that maybe teaching is a thing that I can do. This up next is the head of the theater department. She has spearheaded this department for over 20 years. The incomparable Diana Mola-Marino.
Hey, sweetie.
Diana! Is that a dance party? Right? Oh, no, I'm sorry. How are you?
I thought it was on. Whoa.
You're on.
I thought it was on. Like feedback.
Yeah, it sounds like you're like trying to talk, but also trying to drop a beat to start rapping, which if that's the case, feel free. So Diana, what do you when you think of CCY, what comes to mind? What do you think of? What does this place mean to you? It sounds like you might have multiple devices open. Do you have multiple devices open on your desktop? Oh, hello there. While we get that all figured out and situated, the theater department is a place that I spent most of my time while I was at CCY, and I admired it, right? As I said before, it was truly the place where I figured out how to teach this thing that I care about so much. And what I admire most about the theater department that Diana has cultivated is that it truly focuses on process over product, rehearsal over performance. In that way, the department was truly focused on sharpening your theatrical sensibilities and giving you the tools to not only perform, but to create, right? Which I think is what makes this program so different from a lot of the other high school programs that you might find in a theater, like in a theater class, and again, the credit for that is due fully to Diana, who, as I said before, spearheaded this department for over 20 years, and she carefully, purposefully cultivated a space in which any young person could learn and evolve and be their full artistic self, regardless of where you come from or what you look like or how much training you've had. She created an incredible program that truly changed lives and changed mine. I'm a teacher now because of her. And I have also essentially lifted her teaching style and now use it as my own. So I'm really sorry if that's copyrighted, Diana, but I do essentially teach just like you. Maybe not as good. But here are some thoughts from some of the other members of the theater team. Take it away.
Hi, I'm Jill Giles, and thoughts on CCY. Wow. I think CCY has been the single most influential experience of my life. I learned how to be a teacher there. I had incredible opportunities as an RA and as an instructor. I worked there on and off for about 15 years. And I still remember when a former student from CCY came to my high school and made a presentation. And that's how I learned about going there. So I went there as a student, met these amazing mentors and teachers who were artists and instructors, and it was the first time that I felt like I really belonged somewhere. And I also realized that I could live a very different type of life. And I'm so blessed to be able to do the thing I love every day, to teach and inspire and create. So thanks, CCY.
I have taught at CCY in the theater department for over a decade now. And every summer that I'm there, it's the highlight of my summer. I get to teach with my amazing friend and colleague, Diana, and we have a blast. We get to work with these incredible students, these incredible artists, and I can truly say that I have grown so much, not just as an educator, but as an artist, as I learn from these incredible students. CCY is wild, it is fun, it is exhilarating, and in many ways, it's been the time of my life.
The next person to join me and share some of her work is truly the son of my CCY universe, my better half, one of the most intelligent, caring, powerful artists I have ever had the pleasure of working alongside, and one of my dearest friends, Amanda DeBishop. Amanda, come say hi to me.
Hi, Frankie.
Hey, Mama.
Everybody. So I'm Amora, the behind-the-scenes person. I've been involved in CCY since I was a teenager. I went there when I was 16 years old, and I've been working at CCY since I was 18, and now I am 30-something. So this program is extraordinarily dear to me. And one thing I really wanted to highlight that Frankie and I talk about a lot, and Frankie, you can corroborate this, is just how CCY is a space to be vulnerable and to take healthy risks. And that's the thing that we've tried to be and tried to teach for a long time. And we've talked a lot too about the idea that every summer that we come back to CCY, either, as students the first time, or as RAs, or as RDs, or as, whatever the next time, that we feel like our best person, and we try to bring that part of ourselves into our working and our teaching and our being lives as artists outside of CCY. But it's really at that place where we kind of gather that energy and really just kind of pay it forward. So this is a little hard for me, but as a nod to taking a risk and being a little vulnerable, I'm going to read a poem that I wrote at CCY when I was 16 years old. So thanks, Frankie, for that. And here it is. It is midnight. Ink blot alley cat pads across the pavement, gingerly stepping around oil slick puddles. It is bright, black morning. With a slip of pink tongue, alley cat laps up the light of street lamps that pools in the cracks of the crumbling sidewalk. This fountain pen feline oozes by my window onto my paper and, stretching luxuriously, curls once about the margin. She stares at me, thumbprint eyes gleaming, and I see that another poem has passed without any mention of myself. There is nothing so romantic about a 16-year-old girl. Smudged alley cats speak more of me than 1,000 lines of I am, I feel, I see. I need to scrawl my lithe black body across the pages of night, scratch my name in the sky, sign myself to this bright black morning, ink blot alley cat, licking bat wings from my paws.
Amanda, I have to tell you, ever since the moment I met you, every opportunity I have to hear you say your words makes my heart just explode with love. Is that weird? Is that a weird image? Explode is maybe a little bit violent, but
no, it's beautiful. Thank you.
You're so important. Anyway, I could sit here and tell you how much I love you forever, and we'll do that later. But
okay.
Next, we're gonna hear from some of our RA team. Amanda and I have been lucky enough to lead an incredible group of humans through this program. So we're gonna hear from some of them and from some RAs from further back in the past. Let's have a look.
So I, in the summer of 2011, when I was 16, couldn't find a job and ended up, as a last resort, going to CCY, and kind of was struck by how much the place was for me and how much joy and how much I got out of it. And I spent the next 4 years trying to go back and working. And 4 years later, who was in the class of CCY 2015, but my little sister.
It's me.
It's her. You should tell them about your experiences.
Yeah, and I went to CCY and I had one of the best summers of my life when I was 16. I never thought that I was going to be able to leave home and go to college, and then I went to CCY and I realized that independence is great. And then I spent the next 4 years trying to work at CCY, and in the summer of 2019 I had a great summer working there as an RA.
We are dedicated CC siblings, and we wouldn't be who we are without CCY.
My name's Jenny Shapiri. I was a student at CCY in 2011 and then worked there as an RA in 2017. I owe so much of my life to CCY. I'm currently living in Nashville, Tennessee, working as a professional musician, and CCY really gave me the confidence to decide that I was going to do that with my life. And also the emphasis on community and just the power of a person's character has really shaped who I am today, and I owe so much to CCY. Thank you so much.
I have too many memories from CCY to really get into them and to do them justice in a short video, but I just want to say that I so just deeply love and cherish every community I've spent time with at the program, both as a student and a TA and RA. I've been fortunate enough to have spent 3 summers there. Each summer was absolutely wonderful. Even with the cafeteria food, it was incredible. And it's helped me so much with my writing and with collaboration. I know I view collaboration in such a different way as a result of CCY and hold it very close to my heart.
Hi, CCY family. Lexi here. Just wanting to say CCY summers are a high that I will be chasing for the rest of my life. And to all who made that happen, thank you. The atmosphere of love and light and magic and sweaty art that we created every summer meant the world to me and made me who I am. And for that, thank you so much. Love and light to you all.
Hi, my name is Rachel Zwick, and I was a theater student at CCY in 2012, but I returned in 2015, 2016, and 2017 full-time as a residential advisor, as a theater teacher assistant, as an improvisation afternoon elective instructor, and as the director of student life. And then I came back again in 2018 part-time and did some stuff. In all honesty, I've had a really hard time pulling this video together and in figuring out what I want to say and how I want to say it, about what CCY means to me, what it has meant to me, what its legacy is. It's hard to put that into words, because I also feel like I should have some bit and be like snappy and funny and quick at the end of the day. CCY, when I was a student in 2012, was the first place that I was given permission to exist, where I felt like I could look around and see people outside of myself that felt like home. And I think that that is true for a lot of people that come through the program. And the most beautiful thing about CCY is that whether you're standing on Foss Hill or on the patio between the dorms or in front of the waffle fry station in Usedan, every person that you see, excluding sports camp, obviously, represents a piece of the puzzle that is the picture that makes up your life. And you know, looking around, that everyone is on your side, everyone is in your corner, everyone wants you to succeed, everyone wants to celebrate you and your art and your personhood. And it's hard to think that CCY is no longer going to be a physical space, but it is something that I think exists amongst the community in so many different ways. I will take that through the rest of my life, that sense of belonging and the importance of finding and making and holding space for yourself as a person and as an artist.
That got me. Okay. Now we're going to hear from a man who truly needs no introduction, Noel Behrman.
Thanks, Frankie. Thanks, everybody. So I was hired by Gene Bosey, who's hopefully here watching tonight, to teach in the music program at CCY in 2002. And a lot has happened since then. I was just trying to count. This is from my new album, Love Right. And there are at least 8 CCY alum on this, and a pretty sizable handful of other colleagues from there, people who've taught there, etc. And Irene, shout out for helping me with the French lyrics on one of the tunes. And I've been thinking about the culture of CCY, and I sort of take for granted now that my students there grow up to become friends and colleagues, and some of them become professional musicians. It's actually striking how many do, and some go on and do other things with their lives and are still enriched by that experience of being part of CCY. And I could talk a lot about the actual musical offerings, the mix of styles, the really pretty unique emphasis on ethnomusicology, the opportunities to study West African dance and drumming, or Javanese gamelan, Caribbean steel pan, etc., that have existed through the years. But I was just remembering today a day that I told my students the secret to fulfillment as a human being. So if you weren't there, then you get to find out now. And that is finding the balance where you are at once satisfied with and gratified by your life and yourself as it exists now, and still striving for something else. And these things are inherently contradictory. Like, you can't want something else and be completely content with the way things are now. And yet existing in that space where you're seeking both of those things is such a profound gateway towards fulfillment. And it made me think about how CCY itself really has achieved that as a culture, as a spiritual place where you are fully embraced and encouraged to take risks, encouraged to be vulnerable, encouraged to fail, encouraged to find out what you are or aren't really into, and at the same time pushed to really excel and pursue and take things seriously. And so much of that translates to just becoming a fulfilled human, being able to take care of business and at the same time maintain a good attitude when you struggle and when you fail, remain persistent through obstacles. And I am so grateful for every moment past and I'm convinced future where I've been blessed to share in some of those experiences. So thank you. And without any further ado, this is a video that I put together with 24 CCY music alum from a 30-year stretch from 1987 to 2017. This is an arrangement I threw together of the old gospel classic by Thomas A. Dorsey. This is Peace in the Valley. I hope you enjoy this video.
Oh, well, I'm tired and so weary, but I must go alone till the Lord comes and calls me away. Where the morning's so bright and the lamp is the light and the night is black as the sea. There will be peace in the valley for me.
I remember having so many conversations with students about why we were so strict about not having them come back and repeat the program. And the answer I always told them was that the magic of this place exists in the fleeting nature of it. Right? We step onto this campus for 4 weeks and we experience and create more than some folks do in a lifetime. And then we take the magic and the love and the power of CCY and we bring it back to our communities. And we infuse it into our everyday life, and we show the world that there is a better way to exist. And you don't need to come back to CCY again to do that. Because CCY is more than just the campus. It's more than Foss Hill. It's more than the field trips. It's more than being late to open studio. It's more than Mert, the pizza guy. It's more than sprinting to Neon Deli to grab a sandwich before curfew. It's all of you. It's all of us. CCY is about to embark on an extended hiatus until after this pandemic subsides. And so it's helpful to keep in mind, as we always say, home is where the art is. But if I might be so bold to change that a little bit, I might say that CCY is where the heart is. And you carry that with you every single day. So thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for carrying that light with you. And if you're ever in San Diego, let me hold you once it's safe and talk about the magic of this place. And with that, let's bring everyone back to say one final goodbye. We'll see you next time, or we'll see you another time. Be safe, stay safe, take care of the people next to you. Again, remember that Black Lives Matter. Remember that we love you and that we are here together. And we'll see you around.
Bye.
Bye.